black platform high heels. Hi, this is Kat, and today I have another episode of Shoe Stories. This time I'm going to tell you the story of my black platform shiny high heels. These heels might be new to you since I haven't shown them in the channel. The reason for this is that they cannot be shine due to the material they are made from. But I thought it would be interesting to show you these heels and tell you their story. Story of the brand. I like to start the shoe story videos with a brief description of the brand. However, after researching online, I didn't find much of it. Sorrento doesn't have a website with an online catalog or store, but I can tell you Sorrento is a 100% Mexican brand. Their shoes are made in León, Guanajuato, the capital of shoes. As I mentioned in one of the previous videos, they sell high heels like this one, boots, formal shoes, informal, sport shoes, etc. They're known for creating comfortable and elegant shoes with a contemporary design. You can find Sorrento stores inside some shopping centers in Mexico City, such as Plaza Satélite or in the center near the Zócalo. Description. The model of these high heels is 50900051. Well, at least that's what it says inside here in the shoe. The year of these shoes is like 2017, 2019. I didn't find much of it, but something like that. The color, as you can see, is black, and the insoles are also black and have the brand name in gold letters. The heel height, which is this one, is 11 centimeters. That is about 4.3 inches. And I would say, yeah, this can be considered stiletto heels. The platform height, which is this part, is about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. And the size, as you can see here, is 25 Mexico or 5 Mexico, 8 US and 38 Europe. And also here inside, in Spanish, the label says corte sintético, which would be this part, upper synthetic, forro sintético, which would be this, synthetic lining, and suela sintética, which would be this part, so synthetic sole. They're made in Mexico, and their soles, as you can see, they're black and have some lines here. They kind of feel smooth, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera so much, but I guess the line means that there is a non-slip sole. The texture, as you can see or imagine, is so smooth, and the weight is pretty light, and also the tips are round. Something important to notice is that although they look like patent leather, they're not. Patent leather, real patent leather, was made with genuine leather, real genuine leather, with a coating to make them glossy and water resistant. But the current most commercial patent leather is made with faux leather and a coating of polyurethane or acrylic, which would be basically plastic. This is of course to reduce the cost of production and makes them more accessible to people. So genuine patent leather and faux leather both are low maintenance, waterproof, and they're also known for having this elegant, glossy look. I remember when I was learning English, I used to pronounce Faux as fox, like, the animal, like fox bags, fox boots. Yeah. This is a French word, of course, but it's also used in English. Yeah, I thought it was funny to tell you this part of the story. Care instructions. Usually, I use a damp cloth to clean them and try not to scratch them. They're low maintenance shoes. I feel like if you scratch them, it's kind of notorious, so you have to take care of shoes like this. Story. Before I start telling you the story, I wanted to say that I like this series of shoe stories videos. It brings back so many good memories and the shoes that accompanied me. I believe that every pair of shoes has a special meaning in our life. It's not a matter of quality, price, or brand. It's about the meaning they have to us, how comfortable they are, how they make us feel, how they protect us, etc. I want you to picture right now your favorite pair of shoes, those shoes that you treasure and wish they last forever. How do those shoes make you feel? Comfortable walking in the park? Or when you're rushing to work? Confident in a business meeting? Relaxed during some holidays? Maybe they help you run a marathon. I love if you can tell me in the comments, please, what is your favorite pair of shoes and how they make you feel. So please comment. Now, let's dive into the story. At the end of 2019, yes, I think it was 2019, one of my cousins, Becca, was going to get married. It had been many years since the last large celebration in the family, so we were all pretty excited. Becca's wedding was hosted not in my hometown, but in the capital of Oaxaca, Oaxaca City. Probably, if you have visited Mexico or read about Mexico or are from Mexico, you know Oaxaca City is known for its history, architecture, and culture. It's becoming such a popular destination for national and international tourism. Just as a reference, it's located 6 hours drive from Mexico City and also 6 hour drive from my hometown. So this was the perfect spot for a wedding and for the whole family to travel and meet. Oaxaca is also known for its lively, colorful, and long traditional celebrations. And weddings are not an exception. It depends on the region, but weddings can last between 2 or 3 days. The first day is a civil wedding and a small party just for family members. The second day is the religious wedding and the main party celebration, where you invite friends, colleagues, etc. The third day is the day that we call La Lavada, the day when people who couldn't come to the main party attend. Traditionally, it's the day when you eat the leftovers, but more food is always prepared for that day anyway. As I mentioned in the black high heels story video, in my culture there is a dress code for celebrations. Women usually wear huipil y enagua, which would be a blouse and a long skirt, mostly embroidered by hand. And men typically wear black trousers and a white shirt or guayabera. So, for the 3-day wedding, I had to wear three different outfits. Luckily for me, back in my hometown, my mom and my aunts were preparing my trajes or traditional costumes to wear. I only had to get some shoes that combined with the three outfits. And by preparing, I mean making adjustments to the family's traditional costumes. So they fit me. Contrary to what you may think, and due to the number of shoes I have, I don't enjoy shopping so much. At least going to shopping centers. Visiting many shops in crowded spaces can be so overwhelming for me. I prefer to shop online or go to the stores I like. So after looking so many days online and not finding anything I liked, that combined with my outfits, I decided to go to the center and see what I could find. I have to admit that I left it for the last minute. This was the day before Christmas. So after work, I took the metro bus and the metro to the center, as this was my only chance to get some high heels before the wedding. I remember thinking I couldn't choose a better day for shopping. Why am I like this? So I arrived at the center, and you can just imagine the following scenario. Me getting off the metro, rushing before the stores closed, just to find there was a line to get out of the station. Then making my way through the crowds as if I was in a concert, just to get to the first store and find nothing that I liked. So I rushed to the next store because closing time was in less than an hour. So the problem with going shopping without a plan is that you can spend so much time looking and looking but not finding anything. I really didn't have anything in mind. I just wanted to find something that made me look taller, formal, and match my three outfits. However, everything I saw was too neon, too gold, too expensive, or just wasn't my style. Finally, I got to a small store and saw these beautiful platform high heels. My first thought was they were too tall, but they match my outfit. I decided, to try them on. And actually, they felt kind of comfy. The platform makes them comfy and easy to walk on them. So I looked myself in the mirror, pictured myself with these high heels and my three outfits, and decided they were the right shoes for the wedding. Checked the price, and luckily they were within my budget. Yes! So I paid for them. So after buying these heels, the challenge now was to get out of the center, still so full of people carrying bags and boxes wrapped in Christmas paper, rushing, rushing, rushing to get all their gifts before the stores closed. I made my way through the crowd again and walked to the metro back to my apartment. Christmas passed and the time to travel to Oaxaca City for the wedding finally came. My cousin Andrea, one of her friends, Omar, and I took the 6-hour bus to get to the capital. We arrived in the afternoon and found a hostel to stay near the city center. I had only packed enough clothes for 3 days, using most of my backpack space for my high heels. I mean, they take some space. After leaving our backpacks in the hostel, we walked to the center to look for something to eat. The city was fully packed since it was the day after Christmas but before New Year's. I can still remember the beautiful orange sunset as we sat on a bench in front of the Santo Domingo church. The birds were chirping and getting back to their tree houses before the sky turned dark. We had dinner and something to drink, then headed back to the hostel and prepared for the next day. The first day. The next morning, we had a quick breakfast at the hostel and headed to the hotel where my family was staying. Andrea and I picked up the traditional costumes for the 3-day celebration, and Omar got a guayabera, a traditional white skirts to wear with black trousers. We went back to the hostel, got changed, and for the first time I wore my brand new high heels. I remember feeling so tall in these high heels, so tall and ready to dance all day long. The wedding was in a garden on the outskirts of the city. Becca wore a beautiful traditional bride costume for the civil ceremony. Everybody looked so excited and happy for being part of this moment. After the ceremony came the photo shoot. The time when everybody gets a chance to say congratulations to the couple and get a picture with them. I remember thinking, yes, I have a normal height now for the pictures. you know, they're quite tall. After that, the party started. The day was so warm and sunny, and the drinks were super cold. The live band was playing all the right tracks for people to show their moves on the dance floor. Everybody was dancing, mostly tropical sounds, salsa, traditional music, etc. I am not such a great dancer, but I enjoy moving at the rhythm of the music. I think that's the whole point of dancing, not professionally, of course, right? To enjoy the music and the time you're spending with family and friends. I danced so much until everything hurt, until I couldn't move anymore. I have to admit, dancing with these heels was quite a challenge. I had to keep my balance, like this, so I didn't fall. But once I got used to them, I didn't even notice the 11 centimeters between me and the floor. So the party ended, and we got to the hostel and slept. The second day. The next day, we woke up a little bit late for the religious ceremony. The sun, coming through the small bedroom window, woke us up at around 10 a.m. We were so tired, hungry, and thirsty. And with all the energy we had left, we changed clothes, walked towards the center, looking for something to eat. The day was warmer than the day before, and we could only feel the direct sun in our faces, burning us. We were walking without any place in mind, and suddenly, in the middle of the plaza, right under a tree, we found a woman selling tejate. So tejate is a traditional Oaxacan drink made with cacao, grounded corn, mamey seed, cacao flour, or rosita. Mamey is also known as mamey apple. It's a very interesting fruit. The pulp is orange and it has a big seed in the middle. That seed is used for the drink. Tejate has a light brown color and a white and lumpy foam at the top, produced by the flower. It might not look appealing to some people at first, but it's very tasty and refreshing. We had some tejate, and with every sip, we felt the energy coming back to our bodies. We finished it and walked until we found a beautiful tall tree next to the Santo Domingo church. This seemed like a great place to chill and refresh from that sunny day. The pain of dancing in tall shoes for so long was killing me. I was wearing my black Converse, the ones I showed in one of the previous videos, and they were not helping at all. You know, Converse shoes are not known for being the most comfortable. We rested on the stairs adjacent to the church, under that beautiful tree, home to many birds, and observed the everyday life in this amazing city. I can still remember people setting up their stands to sell handicrafts, such as blouses and necklaces. Other people seemed to be rushing, carrying a bag of goods and flowers. Many others were there to appreciate the beauty of the church architecture, and others, like us, were just looking for some place with shade. Being there, sitting under that tree, and taking some time to observe the surroundings made me feel at peace. This reminded me of something Pam Beasley from The Office said. There is a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point? So, a couple of hours later, we went back to the hostel to get ready for the party. We got ready in less than 1 hour and decided to walk to the venue. That wasn't such a great idea though. Both Andrea and I were wearing high heels, and it was very difficult to walk on stone paved streets. Not all of them, but most streets in the center of Oaxaca are stone paved. Now imagine walking around 25 minutes on these high heels. We should have taken a cab, but we wanted to take some pictures and enjoy the city a little bit more. I remember I was walking so slow because of the stone-paved streets, but also I didn't want my heels to get scratched. So maybe it took us longer than 25 minutes. As you can see in the following picture, I'm gonna put it here. This is one of my trajes, the traditional costumes, and it's red with yellow and black. Usually the skirt is long, like in the picture, so this is the reason why you cannot see the shoes. So sorry about that. I decided to show you the picture so you get an idea of what I mean when I say traje, traditional costume. After walking for what it seemed like an eternity, we finally got to the venue. The party was just starting, so we didn't miss much. I was so tired from the dancing the day before and the walking to the venue under the sun. But I don't know. I don't know if it was the energy and happiness of the people or something else, but suddenly I found myself dancing non-stop for so many songs. The wedding went by as weddings usually do, dancing and dancing. We had so much food and fun that I lost track of time, and the band played their last song. Some cousins and I were enfiestados, like we say in Spanish, or in a party mood. We found a bar nearby and spent some time talking. Still in those hills. In these hills, yeah, imagine so many hours. And after that, we got to the hostel and fell asleep in our party clothes. That's how you know it was a good party, right? The third day. We didn't make it to the third day on time, unfortunately. I know, it may sound silly, but it actually felt like after hiking. When you're so tired and your legs are so numb. Dancing so long in these high heels is not easy. Unfortunately, there wasn't much dancing that day. Even if I wanted, I don't think my body would be able to handle it. We spent most of the day just sitting and talking, just enjoying the afternoon. Now, every time I visit Oaxaca City, I remember those days in these hills, and it just brings me back so many memories of happiness and fun. It puts a smile on my face, and after this wedding, yeah, I wore these heels more times, but I think the story I just told you is the most memorable. So, this was the story of my 4-button leather high heels. Let me know in the comments, please, what you think about it. Do you own a pair of 4 leather like this one, or maybe a real patent leather? Do you think there's a difference, or it just look the same? Let me know in the comments, please. I also want to thank you all for your support and for 2 years of Shushan with Kat. Thank you also to my patrons. Your advice and positive comments mean a lot to me. Well, I hope you like this video. Subscribe, thumbs up, and see you in the next video. Woo, like in a party. Bye. Shoe stories, black Andrea high heels. Hi, this is Kat, and today I have another episode for Shoe Stories. Not all shoes have great and long stories, but they're definitely here to be remembered. This is the story of the Black Andrea high heels, or as I like to call them, the star of the channel. Let me tell you a little bit about the brand. So, the brand Andrea is a Mexican brand founded in 1973 in Mexico City. It started like a small workshop, focused on making affordable and great quality shoes, according to their website. As the demand for shoes grew, Andrea moved their production to a factory in León, Guanajuato in 1981. This city, León, Guanajuato, is known as the capital of shoes because it's a shoe producer's city. Around 70% of the shoes produced in Mexico are produced there. From 1981 onwards, Andrea started growing and selling their products on catalogs and stores in Mexico and in other countries. They have a wide range of products and footwear for all ages. And also, they sell blankets, things for home, curtains and pillows, etc. Actually, this year, they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. Yeah, 50 years. Wow, that's a long time. So the model of these Andrea shoes is the 12-21-7. And they are from the catalog Fall Winter of 2013-2014. The color of these shoes, as you can see, is black with red insoles. And the heel height is 12 centimeters. That's about 4.7 inches, I would say these are like stiletto heels, the type of the heel is kind of slim and they're kind of tall, so stiletto heels. In Spanish, here inside, the label says corte vacuno, which is upper, cowhide leather, forro sintético, synthetic lining, and suela antiderrapante, synthetic non-slip sole. They're made in Mexico, a 100% Mexican brand, and the size of these shoes is 5 Mexico, 38 Europe, and 8 US. And they're kind of comfortable, for tall stilettos, they're very comfy to wear. The texture is very smooth. I have taken great care of them, so they still look pretty good. And the weight, well, it's kind of light, it's great for traveling, and the tips are pointy. When you have a design like this and the tips are pointing like outside, it may look like you're wearing the heel in the wrong foot. At least that's what some people have commented on the videos of me shining these heels, but I think it's just like a visual effect. Also, the camera. So, story. Back in 2013, many years before the lockdown and the spike in online sales, products were sold in physical catalogs. You remember that, right? At least in Mexico was so common, but I like to think it was also the case in other parts of the world. One of my aunts was a dressmaker. That meant that many people visited her every day, bringing, clothes to fix, just to chat, or to sell their products. I still have the memories of going through the never-ending chunky catalogs. Sometimes it was very overwhelming, but other times it was fun. I was always so excited to see the new designs, colors, trends. In general, I don't follow trends, but I'm always curious. That year, I had to attend a vela, which means a traditional celebration party in my hometown. The community I am from is ruled by traditions and costumes, so you're expected to follow a dress code. And the dress code for women is the following: traje regional, which is enagua and a huipil. I would say is a long skirt, let's call it that way, and a blouse. So both are made usually with one color fabric and a colorful hand embroidery. The embroidery can be, patterns like kind of squares, but mostly flowers. So maybe you recognize this costume from Frida Kahlo's painting and pictures. She used to wear traditional costumes from my hometown. Days before the festivities, I had everything ready to put on some makeup and dance all night. But I didn't have shoes to go with the traditional costume. I remember someone had dropped a catalog at my aunt's workshop. So the whole family and people who visited her checked it and I decided to dive into the catalog. As you know, and as I have said in some of the videos, I'm petite. But yeah, my size of shoes is larger than you would expect for someone my height. So it was impossible for me to borrow shoes from my cousin or my mom because their shoe size is smaller. Therefore, I had to hurry and choose a pair of high heels so they arrived on time. I started flipping and flipping the pages of the catalog until something caught my attention. These red insoles in contrast with the black leather looked so amazing. I remember thinking, oh wow, that is such a nice feature. It gives, something different to the heels. I wrote down the details in the notebook, specifically dedicated to orders. Crossed my fingers, or like we say in Spanish, changuitos, and hope the shoes arrived on time. Back in those days, the delivery times weren't as fast as now, at least in my hometown. So after crossing my fingers for so many days waiting for the shoes, my aunt's friend delivered the new high heels 2 days before the party. She handed me the box, I paid her, I rushed to open the box, and immediately I fell in love with them. I tried these beautiful high heels, and I felt very tall and comfy. 2 days later, I wore them, and I got all dressed up for the party, ready with my new high heels and ready to dance all night. After that day, I wore them to parties and special events. I liked them so much that I wanted them to last for such a long time. So after years of dancing with these beautiful high heels, I put them in a box to keep them safe. This was, of course, until I started the channel. I had almost forgotten about them. I have so many shoes and I don't keep a track of them, but I found them and decided to make a video with them. Yeah, who would know that they will become the star of the channel? The most watched videos are with these heels. The first one was in León, Guanajuato, and the video has over, 600,000 views. And the other one is in Mexico City, and the video has over 500,000 views. Yeah, that's a lot. As I said, they don't have a special story, but they have a great presence. Yeah, they're just amazing and one of my favorite high heels of all times. Well, I hope you like this video. Let me know please in the comments what you think about this hand makeup and this setup for the video. I don't know, I'm trying something different. Let's see how the video turns out. And thank you so much for 2 years of Shushank with Kat. Thank you so much to my patrons. And thank you for everything. I hope you like this video. Subscribe, thumbs up, and see you in the next video. Bye. I didn't want to make so many sounds, so it didn't interfere with the voice. But yeah, you let me know in the comments what you think about it. And if you wanted more noises or what, I'm still testing. Shoe Stories with Kat. Hi, this is Kat, and today I have another episode of Shoe Stories. This time I'm going to tell you the story of my Dr. Marten boots. Doc Martens of DMs. Actually, I'm not sure what's the most common name for them, but I have always called them Dr. Martens. Let me know in the comments, please, what name you use for these boots. If you follow my channel, you probably heard that I've been trying or wanting to fix the soles for quite some time. You can see here, that I haven't fixed the soles. And I'm a bit embarrassed, I have to say. I could have glued them, this part for the video so they look fixed, but I wanted to show them as they really are now, I wanted to be transparent about this. But don't worry, I found a shoe repair shop. I filmed a video with Guillermo a few months ago, and I want to film a shoe repair video now. So wait for it. So I'm going to start by describing the boots, and then I'll tell you the story. Description. As I mentioned previously, the brand is Dr. Martens. And based on a small research, they've been on the market since 1947. It's a German-founded British brand. And I'm not going to tell you the whole story of Dr. Martens and everything, but this is just a reference, so we know when they first started. If you want me to make a video of the story of the Dr. Martens, the whole, how they started, how they expanded, how they became so popular, let me know in the comments, please. So the model of these boots is 1460. Apparently, that is the original design. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, probably you can't because they're so old that pretty much all the leathers are gone. The material is smooth leather. I remember when I got them, they had 3 options of leather, 3 options. Standard, which is like the very hard one. A medium, which is this one, the smooth leather. And a very soft leather. I remember I tried the 3 of them and I decided these were going to fit me the most. The drmartens.com website mentions, durable and famously stiff to start. Our smooth leather can be polished to a deeper shine or artfully screwed off depending on your preference. So yeah, after so many years of wearing these boots, you can see, the folds, the lines of me wearing them. The size of these boots is 5 UK, which that's also 5 Mexico, 38 Europe, and 8 US. I don't know if you can actually see it. I'm gonna try, hopefully, here. Yeah. They're made in Vietnam, and the heel loop, which is this little tag here, you know, with kind of golden yellow letters with a black background, says airway with bouncing soles. So this refers to the air bubbles inside the soles. It's like some air pockets that give them bounce and make these boots comfortable to wear. So these air cushion soles lines, which is inside that we can't actually see, are heat sealed at 700 degrees Celsius, which it's about 1292 Fahrenheit, and they're reinforced with their signature yellow stitch. Well, in these boots, you can't really see the yellow stitch anymore. I have taken them to so many places to shine them, and the yellow is not there anymore. But that's the signature of the brand, and it was originally chosen for its contrast, the yellow stitch and the black, and the color of the sole. So, yeah, good color palette. The groove edges, which are these ones, these lines on the soles, are the result of the cutting device used for trimming the excess material of the soles. So you have the soles, and then they wanna, cut the shape, and the machine makes these lines. They have a Goodyear belt. That's like the way they're are put together. The pieces are put together. And according to the Dr. Martens website, it says that the upper, which is this part, and the sole, which is this part, are heat sealed and sewn together, providing more comfort and durability for the years to come. It also has a Puritan stitch. This is like the 3-row stitch, and it helps to give good support to the pieces like this. It has a thread pattern, which is this part, and it's a special anti-slip thread pattern for sure footing. So yeah, it's like if you're walking, you don't slip. And it has 2 pairs, each boot has 2 pairs of A eyelets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the laces are round and kind of long, yeah. It's usually recommended for normal to wide feet. And if you travel, it's best if you wear them, because if you put them in your suitcase, it can be very heavy to carry them. To be honest, I don't remember the exact price when I bought them, but it was something about 2,000 Mexican pesos back in 2014. That's like 150 US of now. And the current price, if you check the website, is like 2,900 pesos, and that's about 170 USD. It really depends on the style and how long they are, but you can find very good deals online. According to the Dr. Martens website, to take care of these shoes, you have to wipe away the dirt, all the dirt, using a damp cloth, and then apply Dr. Martens Wonder Balsam to the outside of your footwear to keep the leather supple, strong and smooth. Once dry, buff vigorously to desired shine using a clean Dr. Martens shoe brush. Repeat regularly to prolong the life of your footwear. Of course, the website says that you have to buy the original products to take care of your Dr. Martens. But as we have seen in this channel, you can use other products to take care of them. The important thing is to remove the dirt and apply wax regularly. The story. Back in 2014, Dr. Martens boots were becoming so popular in Mexico, and maybe in many parts of the world too. Anyway, an official store was open in Roma neighborhood in Mexico City. This was the first store ever in the city. Before, yeah, it was possible to buy these boots in Mexico, but only a few shops had them, and most of them, you have to pay in advance to get them, like weeks later, so it wasn't that easy to get them. I remember my cousin Andrea, the owner of the cherry Dr. Marten boots, shown in one of the videos, was so excited to get her pair. So I thought maybe it's a good idea if I get a pair too. That was years later, of course. I'm petite, so the thought of having shoes that make me look taller really, really excited me. And not only taller, come on, but bigger, like tougher and, kind of rock and roll. This is like an extra inch, so yeah, that's very helpful. I remember I looked at the location of the shop and planned to go there. It was like an expedition. At the time, I was a university student living in the south of the city. If you have ever visited Mexico City, or if you live here, you know that wasn't an easy trip. I mean, yeah, you could take public transport, but still, you have to dedicate time to it. So, while I was in my last class of the day, I told a couple of friends that I wanted to get a pair of Dr. Marten boots. I told them the store was in Roma, and I asked if they wanted to go with me. They agreed, and we planned to have some drinks after that. We walked and walked to the Metrobus, paid our 6 pesos, which is about 35 cents of a dollar, US dollar, and we traveled 20 stops and talked for about 50 minutes. Yeah, the whole ride was like 50 minutes. When we got to the stop, we got off the Metrobus and walked for about 10 minutes. Then, suddenly, after a long trip, almost 1 hour, we finally saw the shop. It was on the corner of Colima and Cordova Street. I was so impressed by the variety of colors, textures, and designs. It was like a boot's dream to me. My first instinct was to choose the black leather boots, to try them on. Surprisingly for me, there were variations to this. As I mentioned, there were like 3 types of leather. I tried them all on and, decided the medium, the smooth leather, was the best. But I wasn't sure yet which color or design I wanted. I tried a dark blue, also ones made with fabrics and little flowers, and finally some dark green. It was like time had stopped for me. 1 hour passed, and I still hadn't decided which one I wanted. My friends were getting a little bit impatient, and I understood that, so I had to choose. I trusted my guts and chose the black, classic smooth leather boots. I felt this was the best choice since it would combine with pretty much everything. That day, I was wearing a black dress with nylon tights, and I felt like a rock star wearing these boots, all wearing black and, walking in the city. I pictured myself like I was part of a cartoon. When you have a camera viewing from the floor to the sky in a perspective that makes you look like a giant in the city. I'm a person who doesn't attach so much to things, but recognizes that certain objects, shoes, clothes can boost your confidence. And these boots were one of those. I wore my Dr. Marten so often, maybe every day for a few months. Wearing them so often helped to make them more comfy and gave them this worn look. I wore them with jeans, dresses, skirts, informal and informal occasions. Even when I was running late for class, I always found the time to put these boots on. It takes some time to lace them on. They were perfect because they helped me go through the rainy season. That meant summer. Summers in Mexico City were cool in the morning, warm at noon, and rainy in the afternoons. Unfortunately, the joy of wearing these boots came to an end. Only 1 year after wearing these boots pretty much every day, my Dr. Martens started to break. The first time I noticed this was after a rainy night. I went out wearing my boots as usual. Then I felt like it was wet. Something was, damp or something. And I thought, oh, maybe some water got in from the eyelets, or maybe it's just the humidity right now because, it was a rainy night. When I got home, I found out that the boots had broken. A part of the, groove edges, which is this part, had broken horizontally. So this was about 2-3 centimeters, like 1 inch, but it only got worse over time. I have to say, I was really sad because these boots were supposed to last forever, for life. And they're not cheap, so I heard many people saying, like, yeah, they will last decades and this and that. Yeah, mine were just breaking. Despite this, I tried to make the most out of them. Well, I found a way to fix them. I wore them, but not on rainy days. I was like in the dry season. I remember researching online and finding that I had to replace the whole soles, and that was going to be expensive. I was on a student budget, so that wasn't like a priority expense for me. Looking back, I actually don't remember exactly why I didn't fix them, but I think it was a budget or something like that. I guess also more shoes came to my life, and these boots were replaced by other boots. A few years later, I started wearing them again. And I had almost forgotten they were broken here. It wasn't that obvious, so I was like, yeah, the broken, worn gives them some style. Then life happened, and I stopped wearing them. I had to move to a new place, and I didn't have so much space to store them. So I took some things to my mom's house, and these boots were inside a black plastic bag. I forgot about them for, I don't know, at least a couple of years, yeah, until I started the channel. My mom saw my videos, she saw I was making shoe shine videos, and she told me, why don't you take your boots and make a video with them? And I was like, yeah, that is such a great idea. Honestly, when that happened, I had also forgotten how popular they were. Maybe are still and will be. Yeah. So you can see that it's been almost 10 years since I have these boots, and I really hope after I fix them, they last for decades. I really hope that. So this was the story of one of the most popular shoes in the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you own a pair of DMs? Do you think they're still so popular? What would you have done to fix them if you were on a student limited budget? I want to thank you all for your support and for 2 years of Shushan with Kat. Thanks also to my patrons. Your advice and positive comments mean a lot to me. Let me know also in the comments, please, what you think about this improvised little makeup and, hand makeup and, kind of the movements I don't know, I'm trying new and different things, and this is a different setup. So let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to hear your thoughts. I hope you like this video. Subscribe, thumbs up, and see you in the next video. Bye. Hey. Hi, this is Kat, and today I have again another episode, finally, for Shoe Stories with Kat. So today I'm going to tell you the story of these dark blue derby shoes. The brand is Clark's, as you can see here, and the soles, the soles look a little bit dirty, I have to say. And the material is nubuck. I think this is a very difficult material to take care of. But when I first saw them, I really liked them, so I got them. The size is 5 UK, that's also 5 Mexico, I think, 38 Europe, and 7.5 US. And these are actually some shoes made in India, but the brand is originally from the UK. It's like a very affordable shoes brand that I really liked it when I was living there. And they're very comfy actually. So, just to talk a bit about the shoes, these are very light. Actually, you can walk with them for so many hours and it feels very comfortable. It has 2 pairs of 3 blind eyelets. The leather sole with some rubber, as you can see, with some rubber here and the leather sole. And this heel has a hard touch, as you can hear here. So if you're walking on a marble floor or on a wooden floor, you can hear these sounds. And it has some round wax laces, you can see here. I hope they're not so dirty. I haven't worn them in a while. And I decided to make a video with them. So the story of these shoes is, it was December 2017 and I had just moved into this new and exciting city. I have to say, I was a victim of the sale season. I'm not a person who shops regularly, but the shopping energy of the city was kind of contagious. So I decided to go shopping with one of my friends, and we were walking down the commercial streets, and we saw people running everywhere, carrying so many bags in what I remember was a cold and great winter. I had previously bought a pair of boots from Clark's, and they're very comfy, so I decided to go into the shop. The store was so wild, so crowded, so many shoes to choose from, and great prices. Immediately, I spotted these shoes, and I really like this dark blue color. I'm a person that in general wears, black colors or dark colors. So yes, this is going to go well with, my trousers and my jeans. And when I tried them on, they're very comfy. They were very comfy. So I like the material. I like how it can be combined with trousers, jeans, and skirts. You can wear like tights and wear this with a skirt. And I really like the material. The touch of it was like, not like velvet, but like a combination of velvet with leather, but not a suede. I don't know. It was different. It wasn't like totally velvety, but kind of leather. So I tried them on and they fit perfectly. So when I saw the price, it was 60% off. And I remember I thought, wow, this is why people get so crazy with the sale season. I thought, this is a bargain. So I took them home with me. I wore them so often. As you can see inside, they're a little bit dirty. And as you can see, the soles are worn. Not so much because I was taking care of them, but you can see how the soles are worn here. I try to take care of them, but I wore them so often. So maybe this was the reason why, the color faded. If you watch the video where I took them to Francisco, you'll be able to see that the color looks so pale and they weren't shiny or anything. So yeah, I wore them quite a lot. I really like how these shoes looked on me. They look like a loaf of bread, but they were so comfortable. I like walking, so this was so important for me, the comfy shoes. However, the joy that these shoes brought me ended in the summer of 2019. I had a bike accident and I needed to take some pain medication and get some injections for the swelling. It wasn't that serious, to be honest, but I still had to take care of myself for some days. I remember that day. It was 4 p.m. and decided to go to the pharmacy, on these shoes. Because, as I mentioned before, I really, 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 really like these shoes. And they're comfy and, it's just, you can just put them on and off so quickly. So, a few steps away from the pharmacy, I slipped and fell on the sidewalk, surrounded by vendors. And this was the last straw. I had just had a bike accident and then I fell on the sidewalk. I lay there for a few seconds and tried to stand up. I felt like a loser, to be honest. I was like one accident after another. Can't believe it. I went back home feeling worse. And at the time, I didn't think the fall had something to do with the shoes. Come on. The streets in Mexico City tend to be so slippery, so I thought, oh well, maybe it was the street. Unfortunately, days later, I fell again on a sidewalk. I was feeling better and I was walking to the metro to go back to work after the bike incident, just walking at a normal pace, And I slipped again and fell on the sidewalk. But this time the fall was worse and I couldn't move. As I was falling, I felt I was in a film and the fall was being played in slow motion. I remember I was laying there looking at the sky, thinking, no way, again. People gathered around me. I remember they were around me and they tried to help me to stand up. And I was blocking the sidewalk, so people were like in a hurry to, get me out of the sidewalk. It was a busy Monday, so you can imagine how busy the sidewalks tend to be, in peak hour before going to work. So some people helped me to stand up, and they took me to a little step, in front of a store. And they just sat me there and say, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm okay. And they just kept on going with their day. I was so embarrassed, I remember at the time. So I had to call my brother to pick me up because I had just fallen a few days before in the bike and then on the sidewalk and then on the sidewalk again. Oh, I remember thinking, yeah, maybe it's a slippery sidewalk. But what if it's the shoes? I mean, if you check the soles, yeah, it has some lines, I guess, to stop them from, from being slippery. But I actually didn't think about it until I tried them again and found out that, yeah, it was the soles. So, unfortunately, after that time, after 2 accidents with these shoes, I decided to stop using them. Until, of course, you saw them in the video with Francisco, and I think a video before in Querétaro. And now these shoes are retired, as you can see. I haven't worn them, they're still comfy, but I wouldn't risk wearing them again, on a sidewalk in Mexico City. So now you know the story of these shoes. Let me know, would you still be wearing these shoes if you were me? I had to say goodbye to these shoes. It was sad because it was one of my favorites. Just very classic. Yeah, my feet may look like tamal, but I just liked, comfy shoes. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this shoe story. It's been a while since I have filmed a shoe story video, and actually, I wasn't sure about the sounds or anything. So let me know in the comment sections, please, what you think about this shoe story, and if you would like to hear more shoe stories. Well, I hope you like this video. Subscribe, thumbs up, and see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, I'm Kat, and today I'm gonna tell you the story of these Converse, traditional Converse, classic Converse. I guess that would be the name for this. I love shoes because shoes have so many stories, and when they're looking like this, like this, pretty dirty, pretty worn, they have like so much mystery around it. Last time I had Converse was when I was in secondary school. I think that meant I was probably like 15 years old. I love Converse so much. I think they look so good. They go with everything. And that was the last time I had them. I don't know why. But a few years ago, when I was working at an architectural studio, we had to join a football team, and I needed some sneakers to play. I didn't have sneakers at the time, and that's another story why I didn't have sneakers at the time, but I didn't have any, and I decided to go shopping one day before the game, and the only thing I found was these Converse. I know these are not good for running or for football, but it was the only thing I found, so I bought them. They have so much style. Why wouldn't I buy it? So I bought them. I played football with them. My feet were destroyed because these are not meant for running, but I didn't care. Well, not now. Now they're all dirty. They need some sneaker cleaning, but they look pretty much. But they look with a lot of style. So I wore them for a few games. Then pandemic started, and I couldn't wear them anymore for the games. So then, a few months later, a friend of mine adopted a dog. This beautiful, beautiful dog. This dog had a thing for these Converse. I don't know if you remember from one of my shorts. I mentioned it. He always come play with my laces. I don't know why, but I used to just distract him to stop him from playing with my laces. And one time he just bit one piece off. That's the reason why this part is shorter than the other. I could change it, but all these memories of this beautiful dog will disappear. So I decided to keep it. At the end of the day, Converse are about our stories with them, are about the style, are about the kilometers we walk, are about the memories we have with them. So I kept them, and now you can see them looking so old. I think next time I go to clean them, I'm gonna make sure to buy new laces just to make them look new again. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this little story. This is a pilot test too. I would say pilot test 2 of this shoe story series. I'm still trying comment section. Okay, I hope you like this video. Subscribe, thumbs up.